Hi, welcome. Hopefully you guys are doing fine today. It's your boy JJ, and I just realized, looking at one of the older deck profiles that I had for Astro Poets, I've never actually updated the deck profile for either the 2021 for 2021 or even updated with any of the new cards that they've gotten in the last recent set. So we're going to be talking about that today. Hopefully it won't take too long. It'll only talk about the additional cards that we're playing and the cards that you could probably play if you want to play this in premium as well. And I will put like a picture describing the card, and I'll talk about the card skills. Hopefully future JJ will do all the work for me, and past JJ won't have to do anything other than to talk to you guys. So here we go. First we're gonna start off with the main beater, the big guy of the deck. He is the main driving force of the whole entire archetype. 4 copies of Valkyrian. I don't think that'll ever change. The Ashapos that we do play now, instead of playing Australios, instead of the 8 that we played before, we play 4 copies of Origin Deity of Heavenly Light Uranus, and then we play 4 copies of Ionisis Dragon that came out in set VBT set 12. Then we also play 2 copies of Gleaming Lord to round up 10 grade 3s that we play in this deck. There are some people who actually play, I think, all of them. So they play 4 copies of Gleaming Lord, 4 copies of Astralios, 4 copy Ionisis. So they play all of them. They play all of them. So 16 grade 3 sometimes they end up playing, but you can also opt to play 14 or you could play 10. I prefer playing 10 because I think I would like to be able to guard sometimes. I think guarding sometimes feels okay, but I do respect the people who do want to just get their astral planes open as quickly as possible. So now to the grade 2s. The grade 2 is a little bit more loose. I have seen some people play 4 copies of Phanemius. 4 copies of Phanemius as the grade 2 line. Make some space so that you can see these cards a little bit better. Then you have 4 copies of Phanemius. His skill is, for every force marker that you control, he gets plus 5k when he attacks, and his Counterblast 1 act skill once per turn is you can Counterblast 1, draw a card if you have 3 or more force markers. He's a pretty good beat stick, but in premium you don't really necessarily need him. You'd probably replace him with what was it called? Aggressive Abiter Glepnir, or I think it's the other grade 2 you replace this with for sure. The one that has a skill of CB1. Future JJ will do it for sure. CB1, add a card. Soul Charge 1, add a card from your soul to your hand. And his other skill is Soul Blast 1. He gives himself plus 10k when he attacks. But his utility comes with what I'll show you in some of the combos that you can do with this deck. Now we play 4 copies of Atlas of Heavenly Spheres. These are basically the extra Astralios dragons that we don't play. These give us the extra force markers, but I just like them fundamentally for the 10k shield and the extra soul charge they give. You can incidentally soul charge a Taro or something if you really need to. Sorry that it's not really sorted correctly. I was actually supposed to go to this grade 2. I've seen some people play 1 copy of. It's fine, you can play 1 copy of it, it's okay. I just want to see it sometimes, and if your opponent's playing extremely aggressive, you can actually get its skill multiple times off, especially if you don't see Atlas or anything else that gives you extra force markers, which is nice. And then you also have Beacrux, which is the engine card that searches this grade 2. So when you ride her on the Vanguard Circle, you Soul Blast 1 and you reveal an Astro Poet, so you reveal any of these from your hand, and you search for the grade 2 and you add it to hand, and that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. And her skill is, if you have the grade 1 in Soul, CB1, you draw a card if you have the grade 1 in Soul, but her full other part of the skill is CB1 to get a force marker and reveal a Astral Deity or a Astral Poet. So you reveal either the grade 5 or the grade 3. So both of them have that skill. Then we have Decay. Some people cut this guy to 3. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can still keep on running him. I think he's still pretty good. If you play more Astral Poets, he becomes way more insane because you can Soul Charge a grade 3 and you add 2 grade 3s, so it's a higher chance of hitting Uranus or anything else that you might need as a combo piece or utility. So I like him a lot. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. Then I don't think I explained what this skill was. It's a new support card, but I don't think I explained its skill. His skill is on place on Rearguard Circle or Vanguard Circle. Counterblast 1. Search through your deck for up to 1 Astral Deity, and you add it to your hand. And his other skill is when he's in Guardian Circle, you can either discard a Astral Deity or an Astral Poet, and he becomes a perfect guard for you for the turn, or for the attack, for the battle, at least, which is kind of nice utility, which is okay. So you basically play extra PGs in your deck if you're not playing draw PGs. And then for the trigger lineup, you choose. Go ahead, have fun, go wild with it. You could choose whatever you want to, but this I use as a premium deck profile as this section. You basically play as much stand triggers as you possibly can. I played heals, but you can play like less heals. You can play 2 heals and more stands if you want to. The G zone, the most important things in the G zone to pick from are this card and these and this. Just these. Mad Dirk, this, the one to get your cards from the drop zone, or any of the G guards that allows you to do that gets cards from your drop zone. These are not sleeved because you barely ever go into it. Fundamentally, the force markers that you do go in either standard or V premium takes a bit to get used to. V premium or premium is Force 2. So your Force 2 you actually want to give to your Astral Plane, since your Astral Plane still carries the critical trigger. So mostly your board wants to look like this. And this is then the other grade 2 that I mentioned before. And then you want to have like a couple Taros in your soul because you revealed like a grade 3 or maybe a grade 3 or a grade 5 from the top of your deck, and then you have all your drive checks going into your soul. And that's basically it. So then attack with this. You can attack with this and then attack with Vanguard. And then because when you stride into Madrak and you use his skill, your Astral Plane is open for the turn. So it does not close when you stride on him. So this is still open. And since your GB is active and you have a bunch of Taros in your soul, you can then attack with your Gleipnir, which will Soul Blast a Taro, and you can restand the Valkyrian, and then any stand triggers that you get, any extra stand triggers you get, you give to the Gleipnir as well, because then he also has Taros in your soul too. So you can kind of loop it. So then you're attacking with a 70k plus power grade 5 with Force 2. And you just keep on doing this until they die. Or, until they have some form of defensive retire to get rid of it. Because it is not undefeatable. It's good against people who might not know what your deck does, but if you play against players who know what your deck does, it'll be a lot more difficult to get this combo off. Because one of the best ways of being able to counter this deck, you do not give it any damage until you, the player playing against this deck, is gonna stride first. So you might actually take some lumps, or you might actually have to guard very disadvantageously against this type of deck. since they will be rocking 2 crits against you, and they'll be like, well, I don't really care if I take damage or you push me to 5, as long as I force you to do something, and how many higher damages you are at, it's a lot less I need to work to be able to finish you off. But if you stifle them enough, you can also have a deck that also combos them almost instantly to finish them off. But outside of that, your trigger lineup for V Premium is crits and draws, or crits, pure crits, 16, or you can crits, draws, and heals. I do crits, draws, and heals. I like 5 draws, 7 crits, and 4 heals personally. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So be awesome, stay awesome, guys. Have a wonderful day. If you want, I can put a picture of the deck list. I take a picture of the deck list or something. I can make an image or something, and we could put it in the description of the video, or I could put a name of the cards specifically and how much copies I play of each, so then you know you can like Google or shop for it somewhere. And also on my YouTube channel, I also have I have a video talking about where you can buy cards online. So hopefully you enjoy it.